This is the reckoning. 2024. The reckoning. And this is the age of truth.
Hello and welcome to BW London podcast. So it's been a long time. I have told a few people that have contacted me that I haven't been able to do much just because I'm busy, but I'm still busy. However, I noticed this one triggered me. It rattled me up, this Katt Williams stuff. So in a way, I can't really post videos about just the standard stuff that's going on because we know what we know. It's not a shock. To learn about TD Jakes, that was no surprise to me. I've had him and Creflo Dollar on a mental list for about, I reckon, 5-6 years. It's obvious that these guys are working in part of Freemasonry and doing stuff. It's just obvious, do you know what I mean? Their fame, their whatever, and anybody in the limelight, that's just how it works. But Katt Williams, this one has triggered me because it opened me to a whole new side of it. And that new side is, we're in the age of truth, the truth tellers. These guys' contract is different. Let me tell you why. So nothing he said is a problem. He did spill a lot of truth, but who cares? So is Jaguar White. These people, they're spitting stuff, but Katt Williams is from a different class. That's why he describes it as a kind of God thing, and then the other side.
It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. The truth is the light. These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything.
Now, the reason he does that is because these guys are talented, because they're not wrong. Satan has no imagination. Satan can't do nothing new. God is the one who births talent. And Katt Williams is a true talent. And yes, all these people have copied him. Listen, let me tell you something about people that get copied and stuff. In any industry, let's take it outside of the illuminated world, outside of the people on the world stage. Those people that have a raw talent in regular life, these people always copy them, and you get annoyed about it, but over time you just start to realize, oh, okay, I'm the creator of stuff. I do something new. You don't go around fussing and fighting about it because you are a creator. You will always have something new. The reason why he's fussing about it is because he's part of the Freemasonry. Don't get it twisted. Look at all of his videos and the names that they're called, the dark matter, his two horns, all of that stuff. He's a part of it, but he's on a different side of it, and he feels extra special. He feels godly. He feels connected to God, and they're the ones that are having to follow contracts and keep quiet and so on.
They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that. And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because
He reveals it all in this video. If you listen good, if you don't be a part of the popular society and what they're saying, he reveals it all. In that illuminated state of mind, in the ones that are what they believe is on the godly side, and they're different. They are the creators. They are the Dave Chappelles. They are the Prince. They are the Farrakhan's, because Satan can't give them that talent. Do you understand? I hope I'm making sense. The guys on this side of stuff, they don't have to do the zesty stuff. Because like I said, they're the creators, so they're valued within Masonry. They're literally valued, so they feel like they're above it. Like he said, when they walk into rooms, they feel like kings. The people's head go down. Because no, they don't have to be a part of it. They're on another side of it. They're still a part of it.
And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never has sucked a penis. That was my only goal.
Look at the chain that he's wearing. It's what the shit people wear because they're in charge. They're in the front of it. They are the talent. That is what they're worshipping. They see themselves as above the guys that are having to do the zesty stuff. And why wouldn't you? You're all part of the same thing, but you guys are above it all. You're in charge. And that's how he sees himself. Like he said, it's like water. This is what they're taught.
When you're good at something, you should progress. The guys that are not as good, they should fall down by the wayside. That's natural.
So you believe if your talent doesn't support it, you should fall by the wayside, and the guys that have the talent and they get elevated, they should move.
No, that's what water says. That's what the universe say. The universe say the levels. No, not I say. Who am I? I'm nobody. But I'm working every day as if I think that's what
should happen.
Is how it should be.
And these guys' contract is way more long term. They know that for the most part of their career, they're gonna be sought out by the FBI. They're going to be on the down, but at the end of it, they won't have the same contract as the others where it could be taken away from them at any time. No, they're going to get to be the truth tellers. Because their talent is real, because no one can deny Katt Williams' talent is real and the other people that I mentioned, but because their talent is real, these guys, they worship integrity. You'll hear it when he talks about what does he teach his kids, and we'll get to his kids. But these guys worship integrity. Do you understand?
It's a difficult position because somebody's not going to tell the truth. And the truth has got to be told. In all circumstances, the truth has got to be told.
Another part of this thing with these guys that are rolling with the real talent and have integrity, they get to learn all of the truth, and that's where their power is. They know who's zesty, they know who's doing what. They're not joking. He's not joking when he says that information comes to him. He will pay for that information. Of course he would, because you're on top. You're the captain of the ship. Look at his chain, captain of the ship. He has all the info. Bend their heads when they see him.
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing...
You will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it.
This happens in real life. People that lack talent and are working off other people's stuff, this is how they roll. The person who's in charge is different for them. Do you understand? I work in an industry where it's musical industry that I work in, and there'll be certain things within music that somebody does. And that person who created that, it will go on for decades, and everybody in the sector copies that particular thing, maybe in that particular song, how they end the music, but they were the creators of that. Do you understand? That's who he is. That's what he's rolling with. And not only that, normally the person with the talent, they kind of fall at the wayside sometimes. And you see that. You see the pain he has genuine pain about the comedy thing that he didn't get to lead on. Watch it. He feels that pain because he can't understand it. But you two are within a contract, bro.
Would you have wanted to do Comic View or Def Comedy Jam? Would you have wanted to be?
I think we just mentioned I did them both.
No, I'm saying he purchased the rights and refranchise it.
Nope. They didn't offer it to me anyway.
And when he says in 100 years that, oh, you haven't, no one's ever seen this happen, he get to tell my man that he has to put on a dress and that. He ain't joking. They definitely have a certain amount of power just for being a talent, because Satan can't create, like he said.
And Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
Taking his word, it's God's side and the other side. He's not talking about our God, you know, for those of us who are believers. He's talking about in their world, in their illumination, they feel like they're in the light as the talent. I hope that's making sense. And let me tell you, these truth tellers, these truth seekers, the ones who have all of the knowledge within the industry and stuff, they feel so powerful, and this is their time. That's why we're calling it the age of truth. I'm going to do a video, hopefully, because I haven't looked at none of the gematria on this, none of the numbers, because I wanted to come in with my raw brain and my raw intuition, but I want to seek that out next. Katt fully knows he's in the belly of the beast.
I know I'm going into the belly of the beast. How could I be naive? I know that I'm going into Satan's playground, but I'm trying to be so good that you got to bring me in so close that I can see who's doing what and what's going on in there.
But he thinks he's above it. Because he's the talent, he thinks it's above it. And people with the talent naturally have a type of egotistic thing going on anyway. But he thinks he's above all of this, but he's not. He's just a part of it. And they need him. They need, within all of this stuff on the world stage, obviously you're going to need some real talent. It's like P. Diddy. We know that he literally said that he seeked out people that couldn't really sing and stuff, because those types of people are too much. They're overwhelming because they know how they want their music to be and so on. No, you tell people like Mary J. Blige and Total and all of them people what to do, how to dance, and then you just manipulate it with the videos and stuff. But occasionally you're going to need the raw talent to copy all of that from. It's no different to how they get their dance routines. They go to Africa, they learn their dance routines, they do it in their 1-step, 2-step count in stiffness. But it works because you took it from the raw talent. The raw talent is needed. Do you understand? But these guys, they put them above, they're all part of the same thing, but they put them above them, and this is how they roll, like Katt. Listen to how we talk through this whole interview. It's bare ego. And in regards to what I mentioned earlier about him not getting Comic View and him having genuine disdain about that, that's a real thing.
Nope. They didn't offer it to me anyway.
So there were people like me that were out there getting 2 and 3 standing ovations in one set. And that wasn't good for television. So what they did was they started making everybody get a standing ovation.
When you are talented, little things like that, when you are the raw talent, when you are the one that everyone copies, yeah, look, everyone got a standing ovation just because he got them naturally. But they have to make that balance. And that doesn't sit comfortable with Katt, and it shouldn't. But you're sold out, bro. You're sold out, and you've got all their secrets and so on, so you get to feel powerful. You get to be the king that walks in the room. So it's a worthwhile sacrifice. All through talking about his childhood, Katt Williams is uncomfortable. That's when the heavy stroking of the legs and the comforted starts. That's just a standard body language thing there. When you're holding information, he rubs his face, he rubs his nose. Watch the way he looks. I listened to this before I watched it, and I could already foresee how he was behaving, because I watch a lot of stuff on behavior stuff, and I'm no expert because that's a fully trained career, but I know what I know, innit? But yeah, he's withholding a lot of stuff there. He was brought up as a Jehovah's Witness in a really heavy religious stance, okay? So at some point, him and his dad go head to head. That head-to-head that him and his father went through is because that's when he got picked up by Prince. He mentioned much later in the video that he's known him since he was 12, but he left his house at 13. That's when you got picked up and your dad started to accuse you of doing certain things. And because you hadn't actually done any sexual acts, but I'm sure he knew what he was talking about, you're going down a deep, dark path. And that's a path that he, at 13, because he's an intelligent guy, innit? But based on what he said in his thing, or, you know, reading from 3 years old and blah, blah, blah. But he's an intelligent man, innit? So by 13 years old, he's making his own decision. And
you could drive. At 12, you received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio. But you failed, so you would become ineligible. Why didn't you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about a dude joined the gang and you get a big homie, right? Like at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written.
Okay.
That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him.
Okay.
So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
You at 13, you not only like, okay, Mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own.
And my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood that was all bad.
What was the disagreement about?
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines.
Right.
But I'm not going to let you tell me what I'm going to be, especially if what you're saying is wrong. I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Prince. You met Prince.
Prince was a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. Yeah, he was unlike anybody in the world. He was just an amazing individual. I was able to meet him. I knew him my entire life through all of his changes. I was able to assist him many times. He was just an amazing individual.
I was able to meet him when I was 12. And
if you go look at Prince's car collection, you'll see that Prince don't have not one car Katt Williams ain't got. He got the Prowler from Friday After Next in there. He got the same Bentley as me, because we share certain things. Our connection was lyrics, musical lyrics, women, and cars. And those are the areas where he trusted my opinion on things. And that's where I got to be helpful in his life. And he was helpful in mine in really all different types of ways, especially about the business, as far as being a black man that was rich in this business at 18 years old, had already did his first $1 million contract, had already broken records, was determined that he didn't want to be like anybody else, was so great of a guitar player that black people just stopped caring about guitar, and he got left out on a limb and somehow still had to create his way out of that. He was just really a 1 in a billion type person. I was lucky to know him. Simply, don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God. So long. That's it. There's no conversation. Deuces. That's what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that conversation right there, you say, "Nah, I can't live under this roof."
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation, I love my father. My father loved me. But we are 2 men at it. It'll never be the same again.
And that's what him and his father came head to head about. And when they got to that point, he chose the dark side, and that's why he left so early. But that story sounds incomplete. Every time there's something, information that can't be shared about this stuff and about the true illumination that he's a part of, the question's either not answered or he diverts. He does the same thing when he talks about Farrakhan, when he talks about Dave Chappelle. None of the stories are complete. He never goes deep on that because that is his illuminated side and their illuminated side. They are the talent.
In San Francisco, you joined the Nation.
I was never in San Francisco. I was in Oakland.
You was in Oakland. Did you join the Nation? Is that?
Yeah, Honorable Minister Farrakhan and I have an extremely close relationship. He refers to me as one of his sons. So, yeah.
The one comedian, we've been sitting here doing this interview that you hold in very high regard is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million. You said it was more. Tell the story.
That's right.
I'm going to let you tell it.
No, you're the best.
I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You've proven it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it. You proving it. Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't, people say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right.
When he's questioned about Spike Lee's another one that's going to be a part of that illumination. There's no doubt about that. These are the creators. I can't stress that enough. These creators, no, Satan cannot create.
What was it like working with Spike Lee doing Priceless?
Spike Lee is everything that you said I was in my intro. He's just really an innovator and a groundbreaking, one-of-a-kind dynamo. And I knew that they were...
When they're that creative, when they are the authors of the new age and different things that are going to come into popular culture, they get put on a pedestal in the Illuminati and they feel like they're above the rest because they ain't going around doing zesty stuff. I've said this already, but I just really want it to sink in. But they are no different. They are still a part of it and they are still contracted. He can't get whatever he wants the way he thinks he can. But they get to maintain their integrity and they get to be the truth tellers of what's going on and keep the people that are copying them and so on, and so forth. They get to look down upon them, because you, like I keep saying, you get to do this in real life as a person who's a creator. You don't always come up on top. Sometimes people just take your and run, but these guys get to sit on top of their stuff, but they're a part of it.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Katt Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right?
In regards to these 7 adopted children, now this is the part of them that they do get to keep zesty. You saw Prince's image and how it made no sense, but yet as black people, we still worship the ground he works on because he's so talented. What do you mean you've got 7 adopted children? This isn't natural. Oh, it makes you feel Jesus-like. Well, of course it does. You've been told your whole life since the age of 12 when you hooked up with Prince that you are on a godly plane, well, along with his intelligence, because it says that in the Bible. It says that about intelligent men. They think they know everything and know nothing at all. And I know he sits in that realm. They feel like they have the light by having all the knowledge and getting to reveal it in the age of truth, their long-term contract where they are not likely to lose integrity like all these other people falling down the wayside, like the TD Jakes and the P Diddy's and the Kevin.
You adopted 7 kids. Why? That's a lot of kids for a man that's as busy as you are, travels as much as you do, on the road as much as you are, spend a lot of time, because you have to spend a lot. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, maybe it comes so natural to you to put pen to paper and to write things down and be able to go out there and perform a set. But that's a lot of responsibility, Katt.
Right. But if you believe in God, and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend, and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend. If I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
I mean, 7, 8 kids, single.
You're adopting all of these kids. There's some kind of rituals involved as part of that. You take on the feminine role. When he explains it, he literally says that they already have a dad, which makes you the woman, no? But then he quickly, after a bit of thought, jumps on that. They also have a mom.
So I'm already got kids without a mother, but so now I got to be doing laundry. I'm washing dishes. I'm reading stories. I'm having to nurture. I'm having to do all of this, and I got to the point where I didn't need the wife. I'm doing it, and we're doing it, and I'm not replacing a woman in their lives. I'm letting them see that that's just the only thing that we don't have, and it was easier for me to do that because you have to understand that all of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers. You see? They have a mother. You see?
Because you have to understand that all of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers. You see? They have a mother.
I know what's happening there. You guys, this is your zesty side of things. Do you understand? Look at Katt Williams and his permed hair and his whole feminine look and that. All of these things are no accident. This is your sellout. This is your soul selling. You just think that you're above it, but you're not. You're actually not. Now, the parts where I said where he's this whole interview, he's still pushing the current agenda. The current agenda right now is to promote the genderless society. That's what I call it. We're creating this genderless society of trans and blah blah blah. So at least twice he gets to say that I don't see nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being that side of things and blah blah blah. When there actually is.
But this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled. Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory. So why are you trying to shame me with something in a community I don't even belong in? There's no gay people saying I belong over there or been over there.
You did,
but I have no hatred of over there, and how dare you? Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on.
And the other one is, okay, so I've got quite a few videos about the whole Kevin Samuels thing and so on.
You hear these athletes talking about, yeah, we was out there tricking. What? Why? You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Stop paying people that you don't have no respect for. It sets it up bad for us. We got women out here can't find a man because they acting like him. You are alpha. Now the alphas all want these subservient husbands. You can't have one.
No. That ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Boy, you done got me canceled how many times in this program?
Now, even though there is truth, like I've said it, there has been many truths that came out about it. It's not a lie that a lot of black women have taken on masculine roles in the single parenthood, and majority of people in prison over 80% come from single parent households, and all of that stuff is true. But it was being pushed at a particular time because it is an agenda, and he pushes that. When he makes that comment, it's random.
That was a different time, Katt.
No, it wasn't. It was the time I was there.
But I'm saying...
That time, this time, same times.
No, but I'm saying...
Just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. Yeah. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
When he makes the comment about Egypt and them being black, that's random, but it's not random because that's another agenda being pushed and to create some kind of war. Because I've heard that recently that the Egyptians have made a big fuss because they're saying that black people are claiming it as theirs, all the history and that. And of course, Africa at one point was likely to be fully black. I do believe that. But it's being pushed right now because there's always going to be set things to make sure that black people are kept in position, kept in place. Now, what I have to say ultimately about all of this is anyone who believes themselves to have a certain amount of knowledge should be able to see that something that is popular opinion, there's always something wrong. Everyone's gassed right now. Oh, Katt's revealing the truth. Come on, be serious. Be serious. The truth isn't coming to light by accident and, oh no, the people at the top didn't foresee this coming. Everything is scripted. Everything. This age of truth is scripted, and it really is, because Satan needs to come. Everything they do has to come out in the light anyway. That's just part of the ritual. We see it in the different things that they do. They have to speak the truth. They have to say it. They have to say the corrupt things that they're doing in some way, shape or form, where it's overtly as a joke. They have to do it. It's just ritualistic. And the age of truth is bringing that to the forefront, which means that the world is getting more wicked than it's ever been before. That's all that means. So yes, lies are going to keep coming out. They're going to keep exposing people. And the truth tellers, which Katt is a part of, are going to keep letting us know what is going on. It's going to keep going down like this for a long time. This is the age that we are in. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I'm going to look at the numbers for the first time probably this evening because I am really curious about the gematria of stuff. It is all quite new to me. I did it in my last videos, and every now and again when little stuff comes up like the TD Jakes, the P Diddy's and so on, I do have a look at the numbers, and it is like, oh my gosh, wow. But I haven't done that with those guys that I just mentioned. I did it with a few other things that have happened since my last videos, but it didn't inspire me enough to make a video, like I said, but this did. So I am on no time scale on how I will create stuff, and that it really will just be based on something that for me personally is new, and this was new to me. I've never considered this, and I've even made a video about talent and about how talent and passions are different. Like, you're meant to follow your talents. The Bible says he will keep investing in the parable of the talents. Look it up if you don't know. But God continues to invest in your talents if you do, and he will double it and so on. And if you abandon your talents, he will take them away from you, or let them become stagnated. And passion and talent is two very different things. There's many people that are passionate about rapping, and then we have a whole era of rappers. That's not necessarily your talent, bro or girl. It's not necessarily your talent, and that's why it's not happening for you. Your talent is God-given, and Katt has a God-given talent, clearly, but it's been taken up by Satan and used. All right, well, if you did get this far, thank you so much for listening.